Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Rafael P. Roman. It will be a stormy night for thousands as Hurricane Michael moves north. It's been over 100 years since a hurricane of Michael's strength has made landfall on the Florida Panhandle, and it's only the third hurricane to hit the Panhandle since the 1950s. The damage from what is expected to be a historic storm surge in Michael's wake will be determined in the coming hours. Hurricane Michael hits just days after the United Nations released a dire prediction. On Monday, the world body's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change shared its recent findings, which warn that unless immediate changes go into effect across the globe, the world will see food shortages, coastal flooding, worsening wildfires, and a mass die-off of our coral reefs by 2040. Its authors warn that all of us must make, quote, rapid, far-reaching, and unprecedented changes in all aspects of society in order to save the planet. The New York League of Conservation Voters considers the environment the paramount issue when entering the voting booth. And as part of our ongoing multi-platform reporting initiative, Peril and Promise, the Challenge of Climate Change, Jack Ford recently spoke with the League's president, Marcia Bistron. Jack began the conversation by asking Ms. Bistron about the mission of her organization.
So it's an organization that's been around for about 25 years, and it's a statewide organization, so we're involved across the state, and we work to elect strong candidates on the environment. We have an advocacy agenda, and we work to support people who move that agenda forward.
And as I said in the introduction, nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
All right. So how then do you, and I'm going to get to some issues in a second, but take me through the process then of identifying candidates, of questioning candidates, and then of ultimately you as an organization saying this is somebody that we can get behind.
Well, we have a very transparent process, and I think that's extremely important on issues like this. Every year, let's just take the state legislature. Every year we lay out what our agenda is for the legislature. We advocate for it. We track performance of legislators on that agenda. We issue a scorecard at the end of the session that ranks the legislators on the basis of whether they advance that agenda or not. They submit a questionnaire if they want our endorsement. We look at the questionnaire, we meet with them, we interview them, and on the basis of all of that, our board decides whether they're going to endorse them or not. And we endorse candidates. And then there's another level of the universe of candidates we endorse, a subset we invest in. In other words, we have a PAC as well.
Okay. Let's talk about some issues that
Sure.
are out there, right, that impacting the folks who live in this area. We've seen the notion of banning plastic bags sort of batted about in the political arena. What's your thought on that and how it should be handled?
Well, I'm a big fan, and the League advocated for this, of putting a fee on bags. Not banning them, but putting a fee on both plastic and paper bags. This is something they do in London, they do it in Paris, they do it in Montreal, and they do it out in Suffolk County. And what it does is it makes a consumer think before they ask for a bag. And it's a way of minimizing the amount of waste, not only that we have to dispose of, but actually the cost, for example, to the city of managing that waste.
And the fee would go where?
This is one of those tricky things about New York State. If we can get the state to pass this, then the money could be used for the Environmental Protection Fund. If the city does it alone, and the council actually passed legislation along these lines, then the money would have to go to the retailer because New York State would consider that taxing without going through Albany.
But it would still have the impact that you want, which is to make people think.
Exactly. And once again, most of the world that we travel in does this already.
What do you think the prospect is for that being passed?
It's going to depend on what the governor decides, quite frankly. And, you know, next year's an interesting year in Albany, right? The odds are that the governor will be governor again. I'm not predicting, but those are the odds. But who's going to control the legislature? Who's going to control the Senate? So I think you're going to need strong leadership, and I know the League is going to be pushing this along with a host of other things.
We talked about another issue that gets a lot of attention and because it pops up periodically, and that's the idea of congestion pricing in the city. What are your views on that?
Well, you know, transportation is in fact an environmental issue. It's an environmental issue because of the emissions that come off of cars. And as we all know, the MTA is poorly funded. And congestion pricing is a way in which we can raise money for the MTA and at the same time minimize traffic congestion. We support it.
You do. What do you think the prospects are?
I think that the governor has to do something with the MTA. I think he's under so much attack on this right now. You know, part of his image is the can-do infrastructure guy, right? The Tappan Zee Bridge, LaGuardia Airport. The fact that he appears to be failing on transportation, on transit, mass transit, is something I don't think he's going to be able to get away with any longer. So I think there'll be a stab.
What sort of advice can you give to our viewers here who are watching, listening to this conversation, thinking, all right, well, the government really has to do all this stuff. What kind of advice can you give to private citizens?
Well,
things that we can do?
I am not going to say what you expect me to say, which is, and they're all good things, you know, turn off your lights, that kind of thing. It's politics. You have to figure out what you care for. You have to find out what's going on with government, with your elected officials, and get involved. That's what they should do. And they should check our website, www.nylcv. It'll tell you who we've endorsed this year, and it'll brief you on the issues you should know about.
Marcia, it's a pleasure talking with you, getting a sense of what you're all doing out there, the good work you're all doing out there. We appreciate it, and we'll continue to talk with you down the road as all of these issues continue to percolate. Thanks for joining us.
Sure. It's been fun. Thanks.